A lot of people have been tagging me in the autism Tylenol videos, and I understand why. I have a non-verbal 8-year-old son who has a diagnosis of autism, and I've made it very clear for years on my TikTok that it's one thing I am passionate about. Understanding, research, education, it is key for the autistic community. But, and this is a big but, in 1998, Andrew Wakefield, a doctor, did a whole medical research and said that the prime cause of autism was vaccines. Okay? Now, this is a man that had his medical license completely revoked and his research got completely debunked. They even went a step further and removed the prime ingredient that he said caused autism out of the vaccines. And guess what happened? The prevalence of autism continued to go up and up and up. But 28 years later, we still live in the shadow of that research that was debunked. People to this day still believe that vaccines cause autism. And I'm saying this because something that can be so wrong can still hold so much power. So I'm a big believer, if you're going to come out and say something about a diagnosis that affects so many individuals and so many families like myself and my son, you've got to come with hard facts. Correlation doesn't always equal to causation. And listen to that again. Now, over the years, with true hard scientific research and understanding, and people and individuals that have been dedicated to the autism community, we are beginning to understand why, how, and how we can better the lives of people on the spectrum. And that is so important. It is so important that we have the tools and equipment to help the autistic community develop and thrive. What hurts my soul is the conversation isn't about how we can better children's and adults with autism. It's how we can cure it by fear-mongering. And as a SEN parent, that really hurts my soul. Now, research for a lot of us, if we actually research correctly, is free. When we step away from rage bait, social media videos, and we actually think for ourselves, you can divulge into the history of human beings. Because it's said that the first, recognised autism individual was 1911. The ingredient in Tylenol was 40s, 50s that kind of then started getting put into the public, paracetamol, Tylenol. So even then the dates don't add up. But the ingredient in Tylenol has been around well before it started being distributed. That can be an argument. But if you go back in history, really go back, and I'm talking the 1700s here and before, it was always here. There is so many evidence to suggest years ago, before any medical real medicine was ever created, that autism was here. And it's been proven that 90% of autism is through genetic factors. Now, the reason I have such an issue with the Tylenol and the autism is because, number one, we need hard facts. This is a big community and a very passionate community, especially for the parents, the grandparents, the carers. Now, I can't imagine for the mums that carried their children, that listened and sat there and said, oh my God, because I took a paracetamol, a Tylenol, because I had a headache when I was heavily pregnant, I've gave my child a disability. To scaremonger so bad off the back end of hardly no facts, to me is disgraceful. And let me be very clear. I literally stand by research. I literally stand by how can we help the children and the adults within the autism community, because I would be a liar to say that this diagnosis is easy, that we wouldn't take away our children's struggles. Of course we would. I would be a damn liar to say any different. But I will not do that on the cost of a lie, because as I stated in the beginning of the video, look what a lie can do and the damage that it can cause. Now, this video isn't about whether you're pro-vaccines, anti-vaccines. It's not a political video. I don't do that shit. But I am a mom that is raising a severely autistic child. And for me, It should be about how we can give them a better quality of life. Research is important, understanding any medical diagnosis important. Look where we are to where we've been all these years ago. But to claim that this is a new thing that, you know, was caused by an ingredient and it was caused in the food is a load of bollocks. Autism has always, from the beginning of time, autism was here. We just didn't understand it. And that's where our focus should be, understanding the diagnosis, how we can help the children, the adults, how we can help the parents, how we can provide better schooling, more understanding, jobs that have to employ autistic individuals, how our world can be open and our society will accept and not try and put everyone in one little box and say you've all got to fit into there. In this world, we fight every day to be included, for people to be individual to who they are. So why is it any different for children like my son? It shouldn't be. Autism should never be political. And that is all I've got to say on it. And for anyone that wants to come into my comment section and argue about vaccines and all of that, I literally, for the last 7 years of my life, have made a very, very strong point to understand the diagnosis, the origin, the hows and the whys. We have to understand that to give better quality of life. There's a lot of women that are going to be saying this one question though. I didn't take paracetamol. I didn't take Tylenol. Just as there's a lot of women that didn't vaccinate that will say, I didn't vaccinate my kids, but I have 4 autistic children. When you can answer that question, then come into my comment section. Have a good one.